Well, I think about the makerspace. The biggest benefit is for entrepreneur or small businesses. It's a good tool in place to test and see if that thing works or not. The plus sign is the people here, the community, the beneficial of talking to other people with a whole different aspect on other project, and just bringing back together the whole spirit of brainstorm.
I am currently converting a van, and I use the workshop at the Makerspace as well, with the CNC routers and sanders and table saws and all the amazing power tools that I couldn't afford or have space to have in a garage is available to me at the Makerspace as well.
I think that the institution of a makerspace can help people do things like that and start their own things and make ideas into projects or merchandise.
What I like about the makerspace is all the technology they bring in. I love all the beneficial of the team member over here. I like to brainstorm about the process of the project.
I think for a lot of people, it's easier if they have people who guide them through it a little bit and do that. And it's also what for me was the encouragement of the people working here and just being surrounded by people who are doing a similar thing and saying, wow, this is really cool what you did. Maybe you can do this and that instead, or adding to it or something. I think that's a real key to keep going and doing new things.
When I left Boulder to go to California, I went from the Bay Area down to San Diego, and I stopped at 9 different makerspaces along the way. Some were much smaller, just barely getting off the ground, and some are in huge factory airplane hangar size spaces. And the difference that I found with Building 61 is the self-guided practices that are offered here. Having that one-on-one help and support from the staff is incredibly invaluable. When I first started, I barely knew Illustrator, just the basics. And I would say most of the patrons have zero to minimal knowledge of that software. So figuring out how to get my designs that are in my head onto the computer, then having the laser read it is incredibly valuable. I wouldn't have been able to get my business off the ground so fast, or even if at all, because it's really frustrating when you're by yourself trying to figure out how this machine works. You like have this thought in your head and like, it's not working. And having someone there to help you is incredibly beneficial. At other makerspaces that I go to, it's not their job to prototype your designs for you. They'll help you if there's something wrong with the machine or you have a specific question, but they're not working with you to kind of see that design from beginning to end. Building 61 definitely is the reason that I have a new career path and have been as successful as I am. For a small bootstrap business like myself, I wouldn't have been able to do this if I had to pay for it.
After I just started doing it all just for my kids and sometimes friends, people here and then people who saw it at home said, oh, you should really sell this. This is so cool. I would totally buy that. Go ahead and do something. And that made me think, and I looked around what's the easiest way to do that. And I came up with Etsy, so I opened an Etsy shop, and that's where I'm at now, and let's see where it's going.
I have an Etsy shop called Mountain Gypsy.
You can find us on our website at yomostudio.com, and it's an e-commerce, so we ship all over the world. And you can take a look at our Instagram as well and Facebook.